What's up, everybody? What's up, friends? Welcome back to another photography video. So in today's video, going to be doing something a little bit different. This is not a full-blown photo shoot episode, but I'm going to be kind of just covering the summer photo shoot season just in general, giving some tips and tricks that I've kind of discovered along the way in my years of doing photo shoots in the summer months. I think there's definitely some good tips that I can kind of give. Some of them might seem relatively obvious, but I think it's still worth kind of making a video about. And I guess first and foremost, obviously, these are based on my own experiences and how I like to kind of do photo shoots generally is not really, I guess, planned out too specifically. I have an idea really of like what I want to go out and look for and kind of capture, but I don't really have any set plans. I kind of go out and search for photos, that kind of thing, do a lot of like hikes and walking around. So I spend quite a bit of time out, like hours usually, a couple hours, a few hours there doing photo shoots. So if you're, I guess if you do photo shoots more planned out, I'll get some water here. Yeah, if you do them more like planned out, and you have something like very specific in mind for your photo shoots and that kind of thing, then some of these may not apply as much, but I still think they're pretty relevant nonetheless. So basically what I want to kind of focus on generally is just like clothing, what you can kind of do to really help you out there in the summer months, and then also timing of when to go out and kind of capture photos in the best kind of hours of the day, because we obviously have really hot and kind of long sunny days in the summertime months. So there's a little bit of kind of things you can do to kind of change your photo shoot methods to really get kind of the best outcome for your photos. So we'll just get right into it here. Really with the clothing, these might again seem kind of obvious, but I guess where I'm at, it can we get a lot of bugs, mosquitoes here, and it can get pretty hot and pretty sunny. So I actually like to wear like these long sleeves, like polyester shirts. I'll even put on like a cotton long sleeve shirt over this if I need to, if I know I'm going to go out hiking. And really if I know I'm going to go out on a hike and not kind of in town, I'll definitely wear pants like jeans or just long pants, some good hiking boots, and just really kind of cover up. And that also helps with the sun. I won't get as burnt. And then I'll throw on like a hat or something as well. And then obviously like a backpack or something to carry my camera in, and then my water bottle. I'll use a backpack really for, I mean, most of the time I'll have my camera out and then my water bottle just in my backpack. So that's kind of what I do in terms of like clothing. Most of the time I'll really kind of cover up. If I know I'm going to go in town and it's kind of going to be like a cooler, breezy day, I'll throw on like some shorts and a t-shirt maybe, but most of the time, to be honest, I want to not get just completely burnt out there. And really the idea is just you want to stay as comfortable as possible in these kind of long hot days. If you know you're going to be out there for at least a couple hours, you don't want your clothing to send you back early, right? There's nothing. I've had instances in the past where I've had to actually call a photo shoot early because I'm either getting bit up by bugs or I'm just like uncomfortable in my clothes, wore the wrong clothes or something like that. And there's nothing really worse than ending a photo shoot early because of that. These worn pants. I should have worn pants. This isn't terrible. Not too terrible at least. But that was a dumb mistake. I didn't know how overgrown these trails would be. So that's kind of what I do. Backpack for sure, mostly just for carrying a water bottle. You can have a Camelback. a hat if you know it's going to be super sunny. Basically, just kind of think about where you're going. If you're going to do some serious hiking, or if it's going to be kind of casual in town photo shoot, then you can obviously wear some nice tennis shoes or something. You don't have to put on like hiking boots. But if I know I'm gonna go out in the woods at all, really, I'll put on some good hiking boots as well. And then hydration, obviously, as I'm taking a drink of water, you want to I always have a water bottle on me, or you can have a Camelback, but I wouldn't drink like so much water that you're having to go to the bathroom all the time. That's not. I've definitely done that before as well. So just little things like that. I think those little tips that may seem a little bit obvious, but you don't really, I guess, think you can forget those kind of things. But definitely, if it's gonna be hot and sweaty, if you know you're gonna be sweating, you want to stay hydrated. You don't want to be just dying out there. And I'll pick up like a Gatorade or something if it's super bad. And it gets humid out here in the Midwest, so if you're anywhere near where I am in the Midwest at all, yeah, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if you don't have like bugs, if it's like, I don't know, if you don't really get bugs where you're at in the summertime, then I guess you don't have to worry too much. But most of the time I'll try and stay covered up with like some type of shirt like this, long sleeve polyester. But yeah, that's kind of the general tips I have for like clothing, backpack, hat, jeans, long sleeve shirt. Always helps. Just stay comfortable. And then in terms of the timing of the daylight hours, so in the summer months, I mean, right now, as we're recording this, it's June 29th. So we're pretty much in the thick of summer right now, and the daylight hours can be like 14 or 15 hours long. So the sun can come up at like 5:30. No, it's like 6:30. 6:30 in the morning, something like that. And then it sets at like 8:45, 8:50. So very long day. This is one of the things, and I also want to talk about just kind of the goals I have for this summer. What I've mentioned kind of in some of the summer photo shoots, some of those videos so far, some of my goals that I've been wanting to do and accomplish, and I'll kind of mention that here as well. But really, if I would recommend kind of basically adjusting your photo shoot hours to later in the day, as late in the day as possible. This has been something that I've personally needed to work on, is not going out too early, basically, to do the photo shoot, like not leaving at like 2 p.m. and leaving at like 5 or 6 p.m., for example. Just essentially to catch the sunset hours and the golden hours of the day, because we can get really harsh light during the daytime hours, and if you can make use of shadows in the daytime hours for sure. If you're in an area with like trees and stuff like that, or buildings, definitely make use of kind of the shadows to bring in some contrast, because essentially in the summer you can just get really harsh light. If it's like noon, anywhere in like midday, it's just really harsh light. So I would recommend kind of pushing off your photo shoot and leaving as late as possible, kind of in the evening. And with that, I've tried adjusting kind of the dinner time, basically my eating time. So when I'll eat dinner, I'll try and eat it like basically a little bit earlier than I normally would. So maybe around like 5 or 5:30. And then head out like 6, and then you basically have 2-3 hours until sunset, and then you get the blue hour as well after sunset, and you can still capture photos 20-30 minutes after the sun sets. So that's been one of my main goals that I've been working on this season. Last year, for example, I would just kind of rush it a little bit, and I would leave too early, and then I would be too tired and gassed out by like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and I would just want to go home. So I'm trying to correct that this year and just leave a little bit later because, yeah, if you leave at like midday, if you can stay out for like 6-7 hours, then for sure go for it. But I tend to find that after like 2, 3, 4 hours, I get pretty tired. So kind of that's how I'm adjusting in that way, and that can help you guys as well to really kind of capture your photos in the sunset and evening hours. So you have a little bit softer light, and you get obviously some really cool kind of sunsets and in that time of the day. If you are a morning person and you can get up for sunrise around like 6 in the morning, I can't really do that. I mean, I'm sure some of you guys maybe could, but if you can get up early enough and capture the sunrise hours and kind of before sunrise, a little bit after, you can do that too. But I don't generally do that because I don't like waking up, I guess, that early and getting after it. I like the evening hours the best. But yeah, that's kind of the main timing tips that I have, is just really pushing off your photo shoot leave time until later in the evening. And then kind of generally for the summer season, you can, some kind of good opportunities that you can get in these kind of months is obviously blue hour. So you can shoot after sunset. You can do that in the winter months as well out here, but it's really cold. And in the summer months, it's just comfortable and easy to be outside after like 9 p.m. And so you can get some really cool blue hour photos and thunderstorms as well. If you can kind of it's actually storming right now as I'm filming this, but if you can take advantage of thunderstorms and look for kind of cool like cloud formations, and when you get thunderstorms, you can you really get some interesting like lighting with the sunlight popping through the clouds and stuff like that. So take advantage of those kind of things when you're going through these summer months. Those are kind of things that I'm looking to do as well. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had for kind of main tips. Oh, I guess one more thing on here is with the longer daylight hours, especially on the weekends, if you don't have work or anything like that or school, you can definitely travel like farther out from your home, like your home base, and you just have basically more daylight hours to travel farther out and explore more, go to places that you wouldn't normally be able to get to, like in the winter months. Even like obviously, at least around here, some of the back roads and just traveling in the winter months can be a little bit more hectic, a little bit more sketchy. So I would definitely take advantage of that as well and travel kind of farther out of your area and go look at places that you don't really go to that often, that are just a little bit farther out from where you usually go. So that's also what I've been trying to do a bit. And last kind of goal here that I also mentioned we're getting to the end here, but that I also mentioned in one of the other photo shoot episodes was I'm going to try and make use of this 70 to 300 lens more this summer. This zoom lens, or 75 to 300. And I've been making more use of that. I want to make more use of kind of just setting up the tripod and kind of slowing down the process a bit more and getting more kind of zoomed in shots, more like rural agricultural, like farms out in the bluffs here, kind of more landscape and just typical kind of classic Midwest scenes for the most part. So I'm going to make more use of that and the tripod setup, and as well as just kind of really honing in that timing and kind of pushing off the photo shoot till the evening hours to capture kind of the best kind of hours of the day. But those are pretty much all the tips I have for summer, guys, for the summer months. Some of those, again, may seem a little bit obvious, But those are things that I like to do that really help me out. And I actually, on this last photoshoot I went on, excuse me, I wore shorts because I didn't think I would need jeans, and my legs got pretty eaten up. So I should take my own tips and definitely like wear jeans, because even I was just taking like this little nature trail, and it wasn't that wooded, but it was in the bluffs in kind of the coulees here, and I should have known better, and my legs just got eaten up by mosquitoes. So take all those things into account. You definitely just want to stay comfortable out there. You don't want, the main thing is just be comfortable, and you can focus more on just getting the best photos that you can. So those are pretty much all the tips I have, guys. Stay hydrated, drink your water, electrolytes, all that stuff is really good. But hopefully these kind of tips can be helpful for any of you guys doing photo shoots, or even just hiking out around in the summer months. And if you're going to be out there for a while, some of this stuff can hopefully help you out. So that's all I got for this one, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. As always, I appreciate it. And the summer 2025 photo shoot episode 3 is on the way. Got that in the books. So stay tuned for that. But again, thanks for sticking with me. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.